I'm Donna Maria at Q City Metro. I'm the small business columnist, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this exciting discussion today at Business Matters. Business Matters is presented in partnership with Q City Metro and UNC Charlotte's Belk College of Business. Drive what's next with the Charlotte Online MBA, launching this fall with a choice of tech-focused concentrations. Learn more by attending a virtual information session. Just click the link below. Well, everyone, I am so excited to be here with you today to talk about one of my and Q City Metro's favorite topics, Black entrepreneurship. We are all over it today with the co-founders of J&G Legacy Financial Group. I'm so excited to introduce you to Jabbar Jameson and Centario Greer. Good morning.
Hey, now, how you doing?
Great. So we are so excited to be here with you to talk about a little bit about your entrepreneur journey and as well as your experience in the MBA program. But let's kick things off, Jabbar, with a little introduction to what J&G Financial Group is. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, we were founded in 2018, and we are a full-service financial firm dedicated to increasing and improving wealth in the minority community. That is our vision and mission, making sure that we just earmark and make Black dollars relevant. So we specialize in financial planning, investments, insurance, and debt management, and really just want to meet clients where they are.
Great. And Centario, I understand that the two of you are co-founders, like you started this together. And that's an interesting little bit of a journey. Tell us a little bit about how you guys put your heads together to start this business.
Great question. Well, we were blessed to be introduced by another advisor, and we were introduced to one another in 2017. And it did not take very long. I would say after 2 or 3 months, we just realized our skill sets were good matches for one another. Personality wise, we got along very, very well. And most importantly, our mission and our visions aligned. So it didn't take long. Within a couple of months, we decided to formalize things. And I want to say right around the 6-month mark is when we created our LLC and we got running.
So you guys met each other and like it clicked, right? Did you feel it clicked?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get a lot of questions from people about going into business with other people. It has special challenges, but can you share a little bit, Centario, about what that click was like? Like, how did you, of all the opportunities that you could have had, I'm sure you had opportunities maybe to even go in business with other people. Mm-hmm. How did you know that this was the person for you to join up with in business?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is if as long as visions and missions align, I think that's very, very important. I also believe it's important that you both have a passion for service. Right. And there's a lot of humility at the forefront of our partnership. So, the egos aren't there. This is all about providing service and building a brand and changing a community. So, our hearts are in the right place, I should say. And then once you match the head and the heart, I think it's pretty easy from that standpoint.
Oh, I love that. Matching the head and the heart. That's a business chapter right there. Thank you so much for sharing that. So Jabbar, you obviously brought a lot of experience to this business partnership. And one of the things that you've done is you have graduated from the Belk business program. Tell us a little bit about that experience and how it's helping you to lead and manage your business today.
The MBA experience is bar none one of the richest environments that you can go into. And I believe this is just Jabbar Jameson speaking. Doing it in person is of vital importance. The reason why I say that because it's 50-50, 50% technical, the skills they'll teach you, but then 50% relationship. And that's the people who are beside you learning at the same time, your professors who pour into you their experience and try to level up, if you will, what you're capable of. And so just going through that coursework at the time of the 2008 crash, there's some relevance there. I won't go into that right now from what we're experiencing today, but it was instrumental into understanding what the markets are, understanding what business is, and then just navigating through a difficult space. And so I give the program all the credit in the world. At the time, I was the NBA Association president, which offered a lot of opportunities. There was opportunities to compete on a national scale. And again, it's just a very rich environment from learning, being able to bump your head without it being so consequential. And now I get to carry those same academia learnings into the business aspect. And when you marry the two, hopefully there's success at the end of the road. And we've been grateful because it's going on 4 years. Usually the 3-5 year marks are the important times as far as making sure that you're going to be successful. And again, it's just marrying the academic part. Some of my clients, our clients are former students. And so it's just a carryover and a continuance. And I still do a lot with the Belk School. And you want to pour into resources that pour into you so they can pour into others.
And I would imagine that the relationships that you developed in your process of schooling like have carried over into your business as well. So it's not just, you go to school and you leave. Like when you have opportunities like you described, you bring those with you, and some of those people come along as well, right?
That's exactly right. And not only as clients, but maybe in the future, business partners as we continue to grow and expand. And again, without that other 50% part, the relationship part, you don't have a chance to develop those relationships. And so it's important to be one, get there to learn and take in the academia part of it, but also to be sure to cement relationships because they do go a long way. That's your next opportunity without having to bust down the door. It's open for you. It's your next partnership. And again, it's just life lasting, if you will.
Yes, awesome. So, Centario, I want to hear a little bit from you about the the daily life of a founder. Like, it sounds so great to be a founder. Like, I'm a founder, and it is great. There's no doubt about it. But there's ups and downs. There's a behind the scenes to being a founder that not everybody has access to, especially when we're talking to maybe newer entrepreneurs or people thinking about going into business. So, Centario, can you tell us a little bit, like, give us a little peek behind the curtain there about what is the day in the life of a CEO, a founder of your business?
Yeah, great question. First off, it's balancing personal with professional life. So I'm a husband and a father of 3. So my mornings are very, very busy. Waking up on time is very, very important. So I did not understand the value of rest until I kind of reached this point in my career, but that's important. It's understanding what leadership is, right? It's showing up with the same energy, the same rigor every single day. So I kind of call it a day one mentality, showing up with that every day. You have to understand how to delegate because you have to balance getting tasks done while still interacting with clients. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a service-oriented business, face-to-face interaction with your clients, that's what generates revenue. So you have to understand how to balance revenue generating activity with other tasks that are very, very important. So, delegating those things to the right members on the team, which speaks to the importance of a team. Once you understand that, it's doable. It's definitely doable. So you got to manage your time. Make sure you do some planning sometimes beforehand, understanding your calendar, all that good stuff. Just really staying on top of things and thinking of yourself as a CEO, whether you have a large business or a small business. And the last thing I would say is invest in professional growth, right? Professional and personal growth. I think that's very, very important, because the better you are, ultimately, the better your business is going to be.
Oh, that was powerful. So yeah, I love to hear that about the mindset you're talking about is like, and that's a shift for a lot of people. Like if you weren't raised in an entrepreneurial environment, right? Or if you don't know what is involved in owning your own business, it takes some time to make that shift, right? So do you recommend also that people like don't expect it all to happen like in a minute? Like, I'm a CEO today, so woo, everything's all different now. It's a process, right?
It's absolutely a process, which speaks to coaching and mentoring is very, very important, because they can help you set realistic expectations going in. So yes, it's a process, and because every business is a process, that's what makes it successful. So reprogramming your mind for sure, surrounding yourself with the right people, having a mentor, having some coaching, self-development. I think once you put all of those things together, it allows you to approach things the right way.
And Jabbar, speaking of that word mentorship that I hear, I mean, you gentlemen both seem like amazing mentors. And I know so many people watching are learning from you. But Jabbar, I would love to know about your mentor experience at Charlotte's Belt College of Business. I would imagine that, you met professors and other people who mentored you. Tell us a little bit about that experience and how it has helped you.
To Centario's point, just knowing you have people to go to bounce ideas off of, it gives you the confidence to approach any situation. One of the mantras of business is get the business first and then find out what to do with it. Well, having one of the most influential professors that I had while I was there was Tony Plath. He's now retired, but again, he had a brilliant mind. He had a brilliant background and experiences. And knowing that at times I could just call him just to ask, hey, what's this? What's going on? This is what I saw, and him having feedback, going to events, staying active, seeing professors there at the time and then wanted to pour into you. Dean Troyer, she helped us on one of our competitions for the National Black MBAs. And she wasn't the dean at the time. She was relatively new to the college, I believe, in the economics department. And now she's the dean. And just having that relationship, having her there to ask questions to 12 years ago, and now fast forwarding to today, and she's the dean and still having that relationship. It's just the ability to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, people who are more talented than you, and knowing that they're pouring and growing into you. It does help a lot. And then, of course, from they connect you to the right people too. They have the ability to make the connections. And that's important too, because they might not have the expertise, but being teachers in academia, they have access to people who do have the expertise. And knowing where to find the right help is as important as just finding it. And so pointing you in the right direction, having some time savings there, it goes a long way. So I'm very grateful for, again, just the higher aspect of getting a graduate degree that people might not put as much value to. It has paved the road to me to just be better and more impactful in what we do on a daily basis.
So you've been very proactive, obviously, and there's almost like a little trick to that, because I want you to comment on this. The fact that the proactivity has to come before the results, right? And you don't know whether you're going to get the result you want, right? But you still have to be proactive and create those relationships, right? Even though you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
That's right, and not expecting the outcome. It's not a quid pro quo, if you will. It's more so just investing time in people that you enjoy being around, that you learn from and grow from, and being in the same room. And again, that's where I think we don't have the mindset that if I do this, I'm going to get that. Being a very spiritual person, they say, hey, the Bible points to, hey, if I do X, then I get this. And it's sometimes looked at as a trade-off. It's not that. It's just a relationship that you, one, enjoy, but then two, that you value. And what comes from that is something that's beautiful. And you never know what's going to come from that, to your point. But when it does come, being ready and knowing that they have complete confidence in you speaks volumes to that mentorship type relationship, where they see more in you than you might even expect. And then you have the ability to pick up and run with it. And again, you encourage the next generation and so on and so forth. It's a beautiful circle when it works the right way and when it's done for the right reasons.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. That is such good stuff. I know everybody watching at Q City Metro and beyond is totally taking this in. And Centario, to what Jabbar was just talking about, about like nurturing those relationships over time and really just it's not a straight line, right? So you all started your business in 2017 and then boom, a non-straight line came right at you in the form of a pandemic, right? So tell us a little bit about how you maneuvered. And I'm sure there were some changes that you had to make to keep your business strong.
Yeah. COVID surprised everyone, I would say, right? And ironically, we were transitioning our firm underneath one umbrella to a different company right when the pandemic hit. Now, we didn't know this was going to happen. So to your point, to Jabbar's point earlier about being spiritual, sometimes you have to be led by faith, right? And so when we made the transition, the new company had a lot of tools and resources. So technology is very, very valuable when it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but when it works, technology is very valuable, and you have to be able to adapt. I believe entrepreneurship it is about adaptability, right? And so we were able to see more clients than we would normally see them because folks are now at home. Zoom is expected, right? Whereas before Zoom was like, no, I kind of need to see you face to face. If you're going to be helping me with my money, I want a face-to-face relationship. Now people are accustomed to just meeting via Zoom. So I would say it helped us in a sense. It definitely helped us in a sense. And then you got to invest more in marketing. You got to have more of an online presence because people are online more now than ever. So just being adaptable, understanding those things. I believe, in the future, J&G will become a marketing company just as much as we are a financial services firm, because that's how you attract the customers. That's how you stay in front of them and remain relevant.
Wow, that is such good advice to make sure that you are adaptable and you stay flexible, right? Because I know you have a plan. I can tell you guys have a plan. But sometimes things come along and throw a monkey wrench in your plan, and you gotta spin around and look at it in a different way, right?
Yep.
That's life. That's right. Just keep on living.
Keep on swimming, as they say, right? Well, this is such a great conversation. I wish we could talk forever. But as we wrap things up, I would like to hear from both of you. We'll start with Jabbar. I would love to know what advice you have that we haven't already covered, because y'all have already covered a lot. But what have you not said to all of our listeners and our viewers that you think is critical as we move forward, into a whole new business environment? To be successful, whatever business you have? Like, what are your words of encouragement, Jabbar, for people who are starting out and looking to grow and scale?
Well, first, to your point about the pandemic, there was a lot of businesses that did not survive. And so it's unfortunate, but that is the thing that we call capitalism. And with that being stated, it's important to have your personal affairs in good order. And what I mean by that, I was a corporate American employee for 17 years before I stepped out on my own. For me, it was taking a step of faith and not a leap of faith, because I positioned myself from a personal financial standpoint to be able to withstand 2 years of not bringing money in. And so to the extent that you can do that, I call corporate America my paid internship. They taught me everything I needed to know to be successful, but then I positioned our family finances in a way that made it easy to transition into entrepreneurship. And so for people who are looking to go out into entrepreneurship, no matter where you are, you have to mind your personal affairs, because that's how you get your credit, right? That's how you weather storms. And ultimately, with Centario and I, we looked at each other's personal financial statement. You want to pick a financial partner that you understand, or I should say a business partner that you understand where they are from a financial standpoint. So going forward, you know how that can impact your business overall. It's more so thinking with the end in mind than just going into it. I believe entrepreneurs are the least risky people. Successful entrepreneurs are the least risky people because they eliminate all the risk and they know a lot about the industries they're going into to make themselves more successful at the end of the day. So just mind your personal business, personal affairs before you step into entrepreneurship.
Yes, and we are taking notes. That is rich and really, really good stuff. So Tario, same question for you.
Sure. And I got to give Jabbar a lot of credit on this one because, he harps on this a lot, but you've got to focus on the process, right? Earlier, you mentioned not being worried about the outcome. And so you have to focus on the process. It's the day-to-day. It's the making sure if you have a team, everyone is in sync. It's focusing on communication. It's having standard operating procedures in place. It's making sure everyone is as efficient as they absolutely can be, because the quicker your sales cycle, the quicker the turnaround time and the more profitable you are, ultimately the better your business is going to be. So I would just say, make sure you understand what your day-to-day process is going to look like before. And of course, your process is going to change, right? You're going to try a couple of things, hit your head, revamp things a few times, but that's where you win in the process.
Tweaking as you go. Well, Jabbar Jameson and Centario Greer of J&G Legacy Financial Group, this has been such a treat. So I want to encourage everyone who's watching to make sure that you get your hands on some information about this company and these men who are leading people and helping them to build a strong, solid financial foundation for themselves and also their children and their children's children. It's such important work. And isn't it great to be able to do business with people who are in business, but they also consider it a part of their purpose and they're service oriented? There's really nothing better than that when you need to trust somebody with your important affairs. So thank you so much for joining. This has been a great discussion. I want to make sure you all know that Business Matters is presented in partnership with Q City Metro and UNC's Charlotte Belk College of Business. Drive what's next with the Charlotte Online MBA for you, launching this fall with a choice of tech-focused concentrations. Centario said how important that is. I'm so excited to share that opportunity at the school with you. Learn more by attending a virtual information session so you can empower yourself, and do so at the link below. Thanks so much for joining, everyone.